I will tell about Arkki. First I start with the name. Arkki comes from the Finnish word arhitectura, architecture, so it's the first part of architecture. And it also means in Finnish language a paper, a piece of paper. So that's why we chose the name. Arkki started 24 years ago when my mother asked me, she's also an architect, she asked me, would you like to start a school of architecture for children? And I was 23, I was studying in the second year in the university to become architect, and I was like, yes, of course I want to do, sounds really great. And I didn't think about any difficulties, I just thought it's really a great idea. So we started Arkki as an initiative of 3 architects, or actually 1 architect and 2 architecture students. And it was very small in the beginning. The first year we had 24 pupils. And then gradually it has expanded. Now we have 14 architects working for us, teaching every week. And in the summer we have around 15 to 20 more, because we make big amount of summer courses. And altogether in 1 year, so we employ 50 architects, but not on a full-time basis, but on a part-time basis. And in the office, we have now 5 people, 3 architects and 2 secretaries. We are, there's nothing that you can see here, but it's supposed to be Europe, or the world actually. But the point is that we have 3 schools in Finland, and we have done workshops or programs in 23 countries. And now we have started 4 years ago, 2014, we have started licensing. We have 4 schools now in Greece also, 3 in the mainland and 1 in Crete Island. And we will next start this year in Czech Republic, in Prague, and then in Beirut, Lebanon. So it's going to be a very exciting year for us. We do a lot of things, but the long-term architecture education is maybe the most different thing of the others, because this is the hobby that children can choose. They can choose architecture as the hobby, and it is part of the basic education in the art system in Finland. And we have 600 children in every week joining this program that they have chosen architecture as a hobby. And they can start when they are 4 years old and continue until they're 19. So we have kids that can be with us for more than 10 years if they want to. And we have, of course, now already kids who have graduated school and become architects, and now some of them are already teaching here in Arkki. But we have thousands and thousands of children who have joined our school, and they have become everything, all professions in the society. So only very, very small, less than 1% become architects. Then we make architecture courses, short courses, camps, participatory projects, teacher training for art teachers and craft teachers. We make pedagogical materials. I'm presenting one later, which you can see on the stage. And then we work with schools and kindergartens. And I will try quickly to explain a little bit of all these. This is our full curriculum of 15 years, so the kids can start if they want. They can start at 4 years old. And we arrange this preliminary studies, the names come from the government guidelines. We arrange them so that the parents join together with the children. So we are actually having 450 parents every week also, and they don't even know they are learning architecture. In our program, every year there is the spring term and the autumn term, and in all these, we call them modules. So in 1 year, the children will study 2 modules, and in each module there is 10 projects. So altogether, our full curriculum is 15 years, which means 30 modules and 300 different projects. And I'll quickly just show one. This is a project that is called Tower, and the idea in this project is to understand, or to get acquainted with triangles, some geometric forms, triangles and pyramids, and then to understand how they work in a structure. Oh, sorry, I will just show how some kids are now working with this project. And now they are testing the form, which was better, the triangle or the cube, and they realized that the cube is not very steady, so now they are adding some diagonal structures to it. And afterwards, they continue to build a structure with geometric forms. And our projects are done so that the teacher is guiding the children through the experiments and not giving them finished answers. We always have a small lectures in the beginning, but it's more to inspire the children and guide them to think in many ways rather than to set their mind on one thing. You can put this, yeah. So we believe that through this experimentation, they will physically and with their bodies and with their minds, they can find the real solutions to the things that we anticipate that they will be learning in this project. And as you see, glue gun is one of our most important tools. So we have been asked many times, of course, that are you trying to make architects out of the children? Because the public opinion in Finland is not in the favor of architects, because architects only make black and cubes. But we think that architecture is really important and it belongs to everybody. Nobody can escape it. We all sleep in it. We all go to school in it. And it's just something that needs to be a subject for everyone. I think it should be quite more in the school, because we have art in all the schools and music in all the schools and crafts in Finland at least. But I think architecture is just a common subject that should be for everyone. Then I'll just show a few things here, examples of different workshops, what we studied, because we think that architecture is, of course, very complex. It has a lot of themes to explore during hopefully the 15 years that children will join us and our courses. So we learn about different things and through different projects. Historical projects, for example, and city planning. This is, oh my goodness, how bad picture there is. Okay. City planning and some houses, flying houses. Constructing in bigger dimension. We think that three-dimensional building is the best way to explore architecture, since it's a spatial form of art and a spatial experience. And the bigger it is, the bigger projects or things you can make with the children, I think the more impact there can be for the child to understand. Here is also Jana making an excursion with one group, and they are discovering the scales and proportions in Helsinki. This is one project where we the children designed Guggenheim Museum, which was supposed to come to Helsinki. So the idea was not to compete with the architectural competition, but just for them to understand about the discussion. What does it mean if we get this new building in the middle of the historical center or the central place? So here you can see some ideas. And actually it was the parents who said that this was like really opening their eyes, because now they can really understand how much a difference can one public building make in the city. And here are some projects of our, we call them advanced studies. They are like 14, 15, 16. So they are like also studying some things about architecture that might be also similar to the studies in the university. And here I wanted to show a small video, which is one of the concepts that we have made to introduce architecture and city planning as something fun and engaging. And we use this in workshops. And birthday parties. For example, last year we had more than 60 birthday parties, architecture birthday parties, where we had more than 600 children joining these. And here, these eatable materials are one way to engage children to the concepts that are related to city planning. And of course, it's very good material because you can recycle it. As you see that it will not, this city won't exist quite long anymore. And he's now making the count, and then all the participants eat the city. So then we, in addition to the workshops, we make mega workshops where we can have like 1,000 children in one day. And these are usually related to some events like Helsinki Design Week or some fair or things like that. And we work many times with partners. And these events are always free for the children, and they are usually sponsored by some of the companies. Here you can see where we mostly work. We mostly work in southern Finland. Again, the map is very white. Maybe it's the snow that we have in Scandinavia. But in this area, what you see in the southern Finland, more than 20% of all the people live here. So it's the rest of the country is not so densely populated. And here you can see some pictures of the school workshops. So the 3 cities in the southern Finland, they are buying workshops for schools. It's in the school curriculum that architecture is for grades 5 to 7. So it's free for the schools. And either the school groups come to our place, or then we send architects to the schools to make the workshop. This is one of our most famous and liked summer workshops. It's called hut building camps, and the idea here is to learn about different cultures and different building methods. And for example, we announced them in December, so before Christmas they were already full. We have 300 places in these summer camps. And here they are building a traditional Finnish shingle roof. And here you can see different huts of different people built by the children. So these are usually 1 week long, and they stay from 9 to 4 o'clock every day. And this we can do sometimes in the summer. No, I mean winter. And here is a few examples of participatory projects. This one is the biggest one we did. We engaged 100 children in this one, and this was with the City Planning Office of Helsinki. They wanted to get ideas for the... Okay, I have mixed my slides. But okay, they wanted to get ideas for the new housing area. Then we have been doing teaching materials, and this box you see there, I will give it to you. And it's been now already translated into 9 languages, so we hope that maybe you want to translate it into Romanian, and then you can use it. It's a collaboration project we have done with the Nordic countries. There was architects from all the Nordic countries, and Jaana was also part of it from Finland. And I think it's like 10 years ago maybe. Can't remember. But it's in this website. It's free for everyone, for the teachers, for the pupils. So you can find all these languages in the internet and print them if you need. And this teaching material we have done for the Finnish schools. So this is integrated in the school curriculum for grades 1 to 6. So each of these cards is a project that integrates 2 or more school subjects through architectural projects, so the teachers can pick, and then the card tells you that in this project you are teaching this part of mathematics and this part of the language thing and this part of the geography thing, and then there is instructions for them to do it. And the internet, there is like lectures for them that they can show to the pupils when beginning the project. This is another participation where the children were doing interior design to Save the Children Foundation headquarters in Helsinki. And the biggest thing they designed was this mosaic floor, and the other ones were these wall mosaics. And now was the Hernesaari project, where you can see on the left corner down, you can see the children's proposal. On the top, you can see 3 architects' proposals. And on the right, you can see local people's proposals for this area. And this was not a competition. It was idea from the city planning office to have ideas from public. So it was one test of how everybody could participate. So all these suggestions were displayed in different places in the city, and people could vote in the internet what kind of things they like in all these projects, and then the city planning office continued to develop the plan. We think that architecture is really a great subject to explore, because instead of having only one possible solutions, like there is many times in the tasks that children are made to do in the school, in architecture there is many equally good solutions. Nobody can say if Eiffel Tower is better than some other tower. So architecture education also develops or enhances the children's natural creativity. And that's what we also try to always tell them, that don't do the same thing, do something different. And with younger children it works really, really well, because they don't have this kind of thing that they usually learn in the school when they get older, so they are very free to do whatever they want. But with older kids, it's sometimes problematic to free their creativity. And also we believe in Arkki that it's really important to enjoy the learning experience, because the children come voluntarily, they choose architecture as a hobby. So of course we need to fight for their attention, or we need to compete with the computer programs, but we want to do it our way. But we believe that enjoying is really important. And we know that the process in this learning is the most important thing, but sometimes some people expect that the end result would also be something, like sometimes the parents expect something. But we think that the end result is also important because of the children, because that's something that motivates them. If they can achieve what they are looking for, that motivates them. So we think also the end result is important because of the children, not the parents. And we believe that the best way is learning by succeeding. So if you like what you're doing, you want to do more. And our method or motto is like play, create, and succeed. Thank you. And if I have 1 minute, I can show something that the children have been working on. We are working together with this company who is making 3D classes, and we are testing this project where children are participating through SketchUp, and the pupils make this model of the island, and they can go inside this with the 3D glasses. So when they put it in the virtual reality glasses, they can walk in 1-to-1 scale inside this city. And it was really, I saw it first time last week, so it's interesting to see not like this, but it's so much more real when you can walk inside in 1-to-1 scale. And also in the classes you can change the scale like this, and then it becomes 1-to-200 or something, and then you can look at the model like from different angles and walk also, of course, inside the model in different scales. So I think this project is quite interesting, and we don't have any results yet, but what we have seen is that it's really possible for the children to learn this medium quickly. Of course, in the beginning it affects their way of expressing whatever they want to express. But of course, in this project, it's not the idea that the children design any actual buildings or skyscrapers, but it's a medium to get their ideas for this area that is going to be built. So it has to be read in the way that you listen to the children and the ideas and not take it literally or visually that, oh, now the children want this yellow triangle or whatever. So I think everybody who has done participatory things knows that it's not an easy way to go to the bottom of the children's ideas. So you need a lot of time and sensitivity with that. Okay, thanks.